Welcome to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary. And I'm Gary. And so am I. So David's in Canada. We tried to do a live stream and we just didn't have a good internet connection. So it wasn't going to work so well for doing a live stream. So Dave's doing a recording on his Tarot by the Bay. I just got my new tarot cards today. So I threw cards on the event that happened today with Trump getting shot in the ear at the rally he was having in Pennsylvania. So I'm going to throw the cards. I've seen this first set of cards already, but I'm going to throw them because you haven't seen them yet. And let's just see how I do. And this is my first time doing it. It's baptism of fire. I've done a few with David, so at least I know when we throw the 8 cards what each one is supposed to mean. Whether I can craft a coherent story around it is something to be seen. Dave is currently doing the same thing on his Tarot by the Bay channel. You should probably see that in about an hour. It's 7:30 Pacific Daylight Time right now, so probably an hour or so you should check out Tarot by the Bay. But let's see what we got here. So for entertainment purposes only. And then just as an opinion, Trump is a deplorable human being, but we need to beat him at the ballot boxes. Shooting him is not the answer. Full stop. I mean, it's not moral. It's not morally correct. It's not ethically correct. It might make you feel better in the short term, but it's just not the way to do it. If we're going to beat this guy, we need to do it at the ballots. I mean, shooting at him is just going to galvanize the right and the far right. And Trump is going to grift like crazy on this. If you thought he was fundraising when he got convicted of 34 felonies, wait till you see the fundraising in the next couple of days after this drops, right? Okay, so let's see what the cards have here. So the foundation of the reading. What was the energy around the shooter? Okay, so we got a major arcana, the hangman. The hangman is basically looking at things from a different perspective. Clearly shooting someone is looking at something from a different perspective. It's crossed with the Four of Wands, which is the celebration card. So, the Republicans are out there celebrating. They've got their candidate out there. It looked like it was a pretty big crowd. Everyone was having a good old time out there in Pennsylvania. The underneath it all, the underlying energy is the Three of Swords, the heartbreak. In this case, you could argue that this is someone who was feeling really down and he wanted to take out his anger and frustrations on Trump and try and kill him. So the underlying. So in the past, we got the Seven of Cups, kind of the illusions and delusions. So this shooter, he is looking at it from a different perspective. He's around all these people that are celebrating this man that he doesn't like. This is a man he wants to hurt or kill. And he's seeing all the illusions and delusions, whether he thought he was going to be this martyr or great hero for doing it, or he was looking at all the gaslighting that's happening on the right and getting more and more angry about it. Any of those things are possible. The current situation, Ace of Pentacles. Trump's having this having this rally. He's going to try and fundraise like crazy on it. Also, you could also argue that now that Trump's been shot, he is definitely going to rake in a payday. I mean, think about when Biden had that bad debate. His fundraising really went up when people realized we needed to close ranks on Biden and help him out. And same with Trump when he got convicted 34 felony counts. He fundraised like crazy off of this. So if you don't think a bullet to the ear isn't going to help him fundraise, man, you're crazier than me. You're crazier than the guy who was pulling the trigger there. So the current situation is the Ace of Pentacles. The overarching energy is the Death card. So I think at least 2 people died in this. The shooter, and there was another person there that died. It's the end of things. It's the beginning of new things. Clearly, the overarching idea of the shooter's point of view was he wanted to kill Trump. This was not something that he was going to wound him or scare him. He wanted to kill him. And he didn't do it. And it could be a new beginning for Trump's campaign and fundraising for sure. The lesson to be learned: Four Swords. Four Swords is about contemplation. You know, the swords are kind of communications, and in this case, you've got the three swords pointing down, and then the fourth sword he's lying on. This is the lesson to be learned here is it's probably better to think things through and contemplate things. Don't act rashly. You know, bringing a gun to a speech to shoot a candidate for president is not the solution. There's probably better ways to do it. I don't know, like voting perhaps. And the outcome, Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is kind of waiting for your ship to come in, looking out into the horizon and seeing what's coming your way. In this case, this could be Trump's fundraising. This is going to be a big cash haul for him. He's going to be seen as a martyr. And in the short term, it's going to help him immensely. It's just something the Democrats just simply didn't need. And even if the guy would have been successful in killing him, what does it accomplish? So then you get Nikki Haley, or you get some other Trump, MAGA supporting person that's more likable and could stand a better chance of defeating Biden. I mean, you'd have MAGA all riled up, and they're going to support whoever the Republicans throw out there, even though it's not Trump. You killed their supreme leader. You killed their favorite president, former president. And yeah, they're going to make sure that the Democrats pay. And if you thought Project 2025 was scary, get Nikki Haley or someone in there with all the MAGA support, and she knows that she can do whatever the hell she wants, or whoever the Republican candidate would be. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with the cards. For entertainment purposes only. I have not been trained other than what I've done with my brother and just watching him. So, I mean, this is my best guess. This is not... I'm not Linda G. How's that? There's so many people that are much, much better at this than me. So, that's... watch and see what other people have to say. I'm curious to see what David throws, and if he and I get similar cards and come up with similar answers on this. We haven't really talked a whole lot about it. To say David was grumpy, it would be understatement. Dave really takes this stuff to heart, and he's really upset that someone would be stupid enough to actually do this, take this kind of action, because David also understands the long-term impacts of this are not good for the Democrats. This is playing right into MAGA's and the Republicans' hands. The Republicans are trying to divide the Democrats, and now they've successfully divided the Democrats by playing the age card on Biden, and now you're gonna galvanize the Republican side. Great, just the two things we wanted to do to win an election, right? So we have to be better than this, and we definitely need to get out there and vote, because it was, if you thought it was going to be a fist fight and a knockdown, drag out, Five of Wands, redneck riot, well, guess what? Now it's really going to be a Five of Wands redneck riot. There is no two ways about that right now. Okay. There's two other things I want to throw cards on. One is, what is the impact going to be on the election? I mean, I suspect that you're going to see a big bump in the polls for Trump on this. I guarantee you're going to see a lot of fundraising coming out of this. So I want to throw cards on that. And then finally, there's been a number of comments asking if this was a hoax. Was this set up? I know what my personal feelings are on that, but we'll throw cards on that, because some of the feedback I see in the comment section is that people don't trust the tarot readers because They feel that sometimes their opinions sway the readings, and frankly, they're right. It's very hard to be objective when you feel strongly about something. It takes a lot of discipline, and so I can understand why people would be skeptical, because you can read the positive or the negative energy. And if you're going to let your biases take over, yeah, you could choose negative energy every time a positive card comes up for the Republicans, and a positive energy every time a card comes up for the Democrats. So we have to try and be as objective as we can. So the question is, will this, what is the energy on the impact on the election? How is this going to impact the election? Is this going to help the Republicans in this election? For entertainment purposes only. Okay. Now, I have not seen these cards, so Lord help me. You're going to see them the first time I see them too. Okay, the first card we got is the Ace of Wands. Yeah, sending out a strong message. Talk softly but carry a big stick. So the foundation of the reading is the passion and creativity. It's the beginning of a new. Wands are about passion, creativity. This is a new beginning of passion and creativity for the Republicans for this election campaign. It's going to be crossed with the Ten of Wands. Yeah, they've had a big burden to carry with Trump. I mean, Trump carries a lot of baggage with him. 34 convicted felonies, for example, and January 6th, and documents cases, and sexual assault, yada yada, right on down the line. So that's what they've been burdened with him. Underlying energy is the Nine of Cups. Okay, hopes, wishes, and dreams fulfilled. This shooting, this attempt on Trump is everything they wanted. This is what the Republicans needed. It's like, this is great. We're going to galvanize our voters. We are going to generate a whole bunch of money from this. This is fantastic. And Trump's okay. And, he did the old fist pump. I'm a tough guy. And I'm sure his followers ate that up. Okay, in the past, the impact of the election in the past. The Sun card, everything's going great. The Sun card it's about positiveness, positivity, and it's like everything's going great. Everything is fantastic. The sun is out, the flowers are blooming. Nothing could be better. At least that's what they were thinking because they're probably looking at the polls and believing them, right? Current energy is the Knight of Swords. So they are going to take this and they're going to run with it. The messaging on this is going to be, the crazy Democrats, they're communists, they're they're anarchists, they're lawless, they're going to try and hurt the Republicans. How we have to stop them at every turn. We told you how crazy they were, and now they're proving it. The overarching energy is the Ace of Cups. Let's see. Let me pull that down a little bit. Maybe I have to push that back a little bit there. Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups is basically an upwelling of emotions. It's the aces tend to be beginnings. So now they're going to really play on people's emotions, their angers and their fears, and they are going to leverage this as much as they can in the election. They are definitely going to play on. They've already done a lot of emotional play, and now they've just got a whole new opportunity to go after people's emotions and get them rallying around dear leader. Okay, the lesson to be learned is the Seven of Swords. Yeah, so the lesson to be learned is the Seven of Swords is kind of like being sneaky, deceptive. So you've got the camp here. This is kind of like, the army, and this guy's walking away with 5 of the swords. He's leaving 2 behind, but he's sneaking away. So as far as the election, this is their opportunity to start stealing the election back. They sort of, their messaging is going to be very deceptive, and it's going to be manipulative, and they're going to take advantage of this as much as they can. And the outcome for the election, the Justice card. Well, that's an interesting final card. Justice will be had. I guess this, once again, I'm trying to be objective on what this means. I guess it means what it means. Justice for a Republican would mean that Trump would be reelected, and that this is going to have a super great impact on the election outcome for them. That this is a positive thing. You know, you've got the Supreme Court, which has been stacked with conservatives, and I'm sure they're going to start messaging on that as well. But, you know, justice could also be that, you know, it's a shame the karma card didn't come up, because I could have talked a much better story on this. For the Democrats, the justice card could be, well, you know what? You have been stoking fear and hate and divisiveness, and you got what you deserved. I mean, that's your justice. You brought this on yourself. But since we're talking about the impact on the election, I think that what this is telling me is that Trump is going to play this up as we need to reelect him to make sure that justice is served on the Democrats that have done this to him. The crazy, lunatic, left fringe people that are out of control. That's kind of what I'm seeing on this. All right, back up to me. I'm sorry, there's not a lot of snark in this, but this is not something that, in my opinion, deserves it. You know, Dave and I like to poke fun at the ludicrous nature that Trump and his followers have, and that it makes for easy sarcasm and snide comments and satire. This is serious stuff, man. Yeah, shooting someone, I don't care. God is in every one of us. Some of us are a lot better at hiding it. You know, Trump is not an altar boy by any stretch of the imagination. And as much as I'd like to see karma catch up to him, this is not karma. This is unnecessary evil, and this is not something that helps anybody. Well, unless you're fundraising for the Republicans, then in which case it helps them immensely. And that's not what we need right now. Okay, I'm going to throw one final set of cards on this. And please go to Tarot by the Bay, because I'm sure David's reading is going to be a lot better than mine. But the final one I want to do is this a hoax? Was this a setup? I know what my personal opinion is on this. I just don't see it. I mean, in the comments, like, well, there was like 9 shots, and I watched the video, and there was a number of shots that went off, and they're like, well, you know, no one around him got hit. Well, I don't know what the angle of attack was. If the guy was shooting, you know, from an elevated position and shooting down on Trump, yeah, there might have been a number that hit the ground instead of hitting the people. If the guy was in the crowd shooting level, yeah, the people behind him would be dropping like ducks at a shooting gallery. But if he's from a position of height and shooting downwards, yeah, it's very possible that a number of the people in that rally would have survived. I know there was one person that died in addition to the shooter, and I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more about this shooter later. You know, we'll just see. So, okay, was this a hoax? Was this shooting set up and staged by the Republicans to help Trump and his election? Okay, let's see the energy around that. Was this a hoax? Okay, folks, entertainment purposes only. All right, the foundation of the reading is the Star card. Yep, Trump is the star. He's the Republican star. He is the man. He is the myth. He is the legend. He's X number 45 president, and we hope as Republicans, MAGA Republicans, thank you, that he is going to be number 47. I personally don't hope for that. Okay, so star card. Underlying is crossed with the strength card. Well, you know how Trump is. He likes to show what a tough guy he is, and you know, he wants to be a strong man. He wants to be like Putin. He wants to ride bare chested on a horse and show everyone what a virile man he is. So was this a hoax? Underlying is the Eight of Cups. It's walking away from the emotions. So in this case, walking away from the emotions, what would that mean if this was a hoax? That probably the shooter was a very emotional person, or someone who might not have had stable emotions, and probably should have walked away from this situation, but let their emotions get the better of them. Was it a hoax? In the past, we had the death card. So in this case, what the death card could have been was, you know, Trump's campaign, as much as he was looking good in the polls, it was honestly probably not doing terribly well. And I suppose they could have thought, well, what can we do to revitalize this? And I guess they could have arranged for a failed assassination attempt on Trump. You think if they were going to purposely fail it, they would have done something close range, like a knife attack, so that the Secret Service could jump in at the nick of time and save him. I mean, allegedly the shooter was a few hundred yards away. I mean, how do you guarantee that you're not going to fatally shoot someone from that kind of a distance? The current energy is the Ace of Wands. Once again, it's that new messaging and the new passion and creativity. Is it a negative? I don't know. I think what I'm getting here is this, not so much as a hoax, but kind of what's the benefit from this thing actually being real? You know, that there actually is this assassination attempt. Because now with the Ace of Wands, they got a whole new messaging about the Democrats and how they're all nuts, and here's proof, and this was probably staged by Biden, blah, 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 because you know they're going to try and blame them. Okay, the overarching energy is the Ten of Wands. So if it was, I think that what this card is saying is that if it was truly a hoax, that would have been awfully damn hard to pull off. I mean, seriously, how are you going to pull this off with, I heard it was an AR rifle. I don't know. But how do you pull it off without hurting a bunch of innocent people and or possibly killing Trump? The lesson to be learned, the sun. So once again, it's, you know, everything's coming up roses. Everything's exciting. The sun is out. People are feeling good. It's good times to be had. Which, you know, if you're a Republican campaign manager, this is gold, what just happened here. And then the outcome is the Ace of Swords, a sword of justice. that, you know, Trump is going to play on this like, you know, this is basically why you need to reelect me, because the Democrats are just crazed. So does that tell me that this was a hoax? I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I admittedly am biased. I'm admittedly biased this way. I don't think it was a legit hoax. I think it was real. There's nothing in these cards that would point me in a different direction other than it was real. So that's what I'm going to go with. I think that this person that pulled the trigger will get names and backgrounds in the next few days. We'll start learning more about this person. I think this person just needed help, and he needed someone to talk to, and whoever it was wasn't there to help him. and it's a sad situation. You know, someone lost a dad, someone lost a husband, someone lost a brother, you know, someone lost a son, and then the person that was killed at the rally, you know, I don't know if it was a male or female, but once again, you know, someone lost a daughter, someone lost a mom, someone lost a sister, someone lost an aunt, you know, and we're in tough times, and we just don't need this kind of energy out there. Anyway, so I'm sorry this isn't a great uplifting video with lots of laughter and snark. We've got some really good ones coming up this week. You know, Dave and I had to shoot a whole bunch last weekend, and we just didn't have enough content to put up every day. So they're spaced out a little bit. I think it comes out Thursday night or Thursday. I don't know if it's Thursday for Friday or Wednesday for Thursday, but we got a snark attack one coming up soon. Back when things were happier times. Anyways, you know, I really appreciate everyone out there watching this. If you stuck with me for 26 minutes on my first reading. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Please be safe. Give that loved one a hug. Listen to them if they've got a problem. I mean, really listen to them. I think this person that pulled the trigger probably really needed someone to talk to and really listen to them and make them feel better, you know. So I guess that's one thing Dave and I do with our humor, is there's a lot of people out there that really appreciate the humor, because it takes the temperature down. It makes us all breathe a little easier, because it's just so stressful. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I read them all, and I try and respond to as many as I can. Anyways, have a great night, and we will see you later this week. Take care.